the best. Dexter Jensen, are you out there? Hey, Dexter, before we introduce you, we got a disclaimer posted in the chat. We got a disclaimer posted on Facebook that we do not attempt to cure, treat, prevent any kind of illness. And we always encourage people, if they're under the supervision of a medical doctor, to seek the medical doctor's, to ask their opinion, sure. But it's important that you know that we don't make any claims around diseases or anything else. So anyway, with that said, Dexter, where are you calling from again? Was it Bozeman, Montana?
Billings, Montana.
Billings, Montana. And who introduced you to ER Shred?
Mike and Jamie Hass.
Mike and Jamie. How do you spell the last name? I just want to probably thank them.
Hass.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, man. And what was life like before ER Shred? What got you looking at this?
Well, what happened with me was a couple different things. So we ended up, we've got a 25 and 21-year-old. We started over in life, and we welcomed a new baby back in December of 2018.
You're back in diapers, brother.
Yeah, so she just turned 3 here, beginning of this, exactly a month ago.
Okay.
And so with that happening, I think I packed on all the pregnancy weight that my wife did. And then shortly after that, COVID hit, and so many people hit the COVID-19 weight on top of that.
Oh yeah.
And I was always sitting in between that 260, 280 range, and all of a sudden I just ballooned.
Yeah.
And I hit 300, and I just said, as soon as I hit 300, like, something has to give, right?
Oh, that was your danger weight, brother.
Realistically, yeah. And then all of a sudden I hit 305.
Yeah.
And Mike has been a longtime hockey friend of mine, coach, whatnot. He ended up coming down to my shop one day, and I looked at him and I was like, what happened to you? Like, half of you was missing.
Yeah.
And he kind of just filled me in on the program. And I've never been one to do these crazy, fad diets of some magical pill. And he's like, here's the breakdown. It's a couple of protein shakes a day, and you get to eat the best steak you want every night. And I'm like, really?
I love how it's being shared with people in that way. Steak and shakes, baby. Steaks and shakes.
I was just like, that's it? Like, I can eat steak every night? And he's like, yeah. I was like, done. And so I had a pretty big problem with drinking sodas and energy drinks and that kind of stuff. And I went cold turkey and haven't had a single one since October 1st, since we started.
Oh, baby. Okay. What did you get off of? Let's hear that. What are all the things you stopped doing?
So things I stopped doing, was eating the majority of like fast foods. Okay. So if, with life gets crazy with a 3-year-old, if we have to have like McDonald's, I'll get just a chicken sandwich, throw everything out, just eat the chicken.
Sure.
But on the normal day-to-day basis where I was stopping at McDonald's almost every morning for breakfast, those type of places, just, I'm out and about traveling for my job on the road. That was the fast, the convenient thing. So getting rid of that, getting rid of the 2 to 3, 4 sodas I drink a day, plus an energy drink. And I thought I needed those. I really did. I thought I had to have that to make it through the day.
Yeah.
And when Mike told me, he's like, yeah, you got to cut out soda. I was like, that's going to be my deal breaker. I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah.
And once I started, that was it. It just, I never looked back, and I don't crave it. It doesn't exist for me anymore.
Right. Man, hey, mad respect. We all throw up a cross, throw up your swords if you respect Dexter. He came off all that stuff cold turkey, and he hasn't had it since October, legit. And what is the result of taking back this control? What kind of benefits have you noticed in your life?
Kind of one of the big things for me, it was perfect timing. It was a God thing, I guess. I took delivery of a brand new 2022 Corvette, and I got so big, one of my good friends goes, how are you even going to fit in that thing? And it was like, that's the light bulb. So I was like, okay, I have this brand new sports car. I want to enjoy it with my daughter and my wife. I've got to be able to fit in it.
Yes.
And so that was a big motivator. And so beyond that, it's just even like for Christmas, my family and friends, no one really likes getting clothes for Christmas, but a lot of them went out and found my favorite shirts that I was already wearing and bought them in already a size smaller.
Well, give us an idea, like how much have you lost?
So I started at 305, and right now I'm sitting in that 254 to 256 range. And it's every day because I just started my 11 days again on the 1st. And every day I'm dropping another pound and a half almost daily. So I broke over that 50-pound crest.
50 pounds has that. You're fitting in the in the Corvette. You're fitting in the Corvette.
Yeah.
And you know what? By the way, I mean, we might as well put it out there, guys. If you need motivation, get yourself a Corvette.
Yeah. Right.
But for real, on the real, you drop the weight. You can fit in the Corvette. You're getting all these smaller size clothes. How do you feel?
Remarkably different. Like joint pain is gone. Like even sleeping, I used to really struggle. Like I'm a side sleeper, and I would get just horrible like hip pain at night only when I would lay down. It's the only time it would bother me. And I'd have to go take 1 or 2, 3, Advil PMs.
Right.
I haven't touched that since I started. So the sleep side's been great. It just overall energy in general, knowing that I don't have to have those crutches that I thought I used to have to go day by day. I don't have that anymore.
Brother, that's why you're a hero, because in reality, people can't get off what you did. What you've done is, in reality, people can't do it. Now, right. Can they do it? We know they can do it. We know anybody can do it. But that's what the tracks are. The tracks being the community and the protocol and, everything around ER Shred. It's the bridge. It's the bridge, and everybody needs that bridge to get from where they are to where they want to go. You've done it. Man, I'm just so happy about this. So you are a hero. You took back control completely. And here's what I'm going to tell you, brother, because you've got some cool things to look forward to. It starts to spill over into every other area of your life. Have you noticed yet?
Yeah, like things are just different. Like relationships with friends, family, you kind of get this aura, this connection, and people just almost seem like they're more drawn to what else are you doing in your life? Like, this is such a big change. What else are you doing? So
you ever going to go back? You ever going to go back to where you were?
I don't see how it's possible, and one of the funny things was I was having this conversation with my wife, in December, when I hit right close to that 50 pounds, and I was like, how did you think this was going to go? She's like, you have the most addictive personality. She's like, I knew when you started this, you were 100% in and gonna live it like a cult. That she's like, there was no doubt that you weren't going to succeed at it because that's just who you are. And she was 100% right. Once I got on the program, like, I just can't not doing this.
Thank you. I think the other big part of it is not relative to your addictive personality, which, hey, my wife taught me that our weaknesses they're just strengths overused. That's all they are.
Right.
Our weaknesses, what we perceive as weakness, is just your strengths overused. Your ability to focus and to hyper focus, that's a strength. Buddy, it's so cool how powerful we realize we are once we unlock that combination. The combination to massive treasure, massive reward, it's the same combination, and anybody that has the combo can unlock the door to control and freedom. You got to know the combination, and you crack that code, and that's why I think I'll never go back, because I'm like, I ain't going to go back to the way I was feeling, because I got this combo over here and it works. I ain't going to go back there.
Yep. Yeah, and just the health, like, when Jamie and Mike were talking to me about it, and I said, everyone will say that they're going to die for their kids or their children, right? It's a very common thing amongst parents, right?
Yeah.
Whoever talks about what are you going to do to live for your kids? And, we had a brush with skin cancer. I did in March, and I was like, if this is the beginning, like, what's next? And so I had to make a change. And what am I going to do to live now for my youngest daughter?
That's going to make me cry, bro. That's awesome. Yeah. Whew, everything we do is for our kids. I know. But that kid, Heather dropped a comment on a, she says, well, good luck with your Corvette and a 3-year-old, she says. So didn't.
Yeah, she loves it.
Does she love to go for rides?
Loves it. She just says, hey, I want to go in the blue car today. And
man, I'd like to. Did you put a picture on your Facebook? I'm gonna go look.
I think it's on my Instagram. I'll
shoot it to me.
Yeah, I will.
I'd like to see that. Well, thank you so much for being here, Dexter. Is there anything that you didn't get to share that is on your heart that you're gonna? We never want someone to say, crap, I meant to say this. Anything come to mind right now?
No, I mean, overall, I think it's covered it. And Tim and I, we have a lot of the same kind of goals that we didn't know that we didn't really even know each other, but we fell into the same group. And so we're in a group chat amongst our shredders, when we're doing it. And it's crazy to see that another person who's been as dedicated is having almost pound for pound the same results. And so, and when people are like, well, maybe it's just you, like it's just your body that's been able to do this. I can't. I'm like, no, there's another guy in my group here.
Dude, there's a whole bunch of us crazy lunatics.
Yeah. And I just tell people, hey, if you're willing to actually dedicate 11 days of your life, it's 11 days. Start on the 1st and it's a countdown till the 11th. If you can make it to the 11th and you feel good, you'll just make it. There's no way you can't go back. So
respect. Thank you, brother. You're inspiring others. You graduate to superhero as far as I'm concerned, and all the ER shredders are concerned. Mad respect for you, and thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Next up,